Okay everyone, we're going to start this video out here because this is the temperature. I just took this sheet of ice. It's like more than an inch thick. I'm just showing you what the temperature is. I think the high temperature today was like 36 degrees. And yet, here we are in this is the 8x16 hot greenhouse, and it is time for me to get started. I've got to do all of my tomatoes this month. It's, what's today? The third day of January? Second day of January. It's the second day of January, and I've got to get all my tomatoes started, I've got to get all my peppers started, I've got to get all the propagation started. So I've been out here kind of moving things around and clearing things up. This is my avocado tree, which needs its leaves to start coming back. This is monk fruit. This is azalea. These are 2 pineapples. This one ripened about 3 months ago, and this one I keep waiting for it to ripen. This is New Zealand spinach. This is one of those strange things that only I do, that is grow cotton, because you can't grow cotton where I live. And I just like to grow things you can't grow. So I grow cotton every year so that I have seeds for the cotton. And this is a blood orange tree, and because it is past the solstice, it is now time to harvest these oranges. Come on. I might have to clip them off because I can't harvest them with one hand. I can't harvest them and film at the same time. Oh, they smell so good. Ouchie. Okay, those are blood oranges. This tree needs a little bit of fertilizer, and citrus are heavy users of iron, and so I put rusty nails in them, and this tree, you can see, needs another dose of rusty nails. I try to do that at least twice a year. Put probably a dozen rusty nails in. And then this is, what is this? Is this the regular? I think this is just a regular orange. I don't know, I can't tell. These ripened a little bit late this year for some reason. Oh, it smells so good. Or maybe these are mandarins. I don't know, it does not say on this tag what this is. I think these are mandarin oranges. And we got to get all these off of here because they are ripe, and because it is now January. So these will start to be in flower in about a month. They should start forming their flower buds now. But if I don't pick the fruit, they're probably not going to start forming their flower buds. Here's my peppers. This should begin to just put out new. You can see right there, there's new leaves coming out right there. There's new leaves coming out right there, because the solstice has passed, and so it is now astronomical spring, and the days are getting later every day. This is scaevola, which I use for flower printing, and so I had this growing out in the yard all summer, and I just grabbed it and put it in the greenhouse to overwinter so it doesn't die. And these are white soul strawberries in flower. I don't know if you can see, there's flower right there. Can you see any of that? There's a baby strawberry right there. And these are in flower all year, except for maybe July and the first 2 weeks of August when it's so hot. Oh, there's a pepper that's fallen in there. There's another flower and some more baby strawberries. in there, and they're just going to go, I mean, they've been, you know, in bloom all winter, but they're really going to start producing now that the solstice has passed and the daylight is getting longer. And these are, oh, I forgot what these are called. I cut some cuttings of this and propagated them, and oh, for heaven's sake, this is so embarrassing, I can't remember what this is called. This is Mandevilla. You can see that it's in flower because the solstice has passed, so the Mandevilla started to go to flower. These geraniums have been in flower all winter. This nasturtium had flowers on it a couple of weeks ago, but I don't see any new ones. I came in here today and was pruning these asparagus ferns, and I've got to doing something else, and now I need to finish. But you can see that they are really starting to pop out new growth. Here's some fertilizer that I need to remember probably today to put in these. Let's see, oh, Malabar spinach seeds that I pruned today, and then these need to ferment so that they can be processed. And there's the plant that came off. This plant has been huge all summer, but I just pruned it back. It's already got its new growth started. You can see right there and right there that its new growth has started. This tomato plant is starting to starting to come back. These tomato plants, they get kind of limp and ugly looking when the sun is so low in December and January. And the temptation is to prune them heavily, but a heavy pruning will kill them because it will put them into shock. So you just have to leave them, and the peppers, you just have to leave them alone and let these new leaves come out. See, new leaves right there, new leaves right there. New leaves, new leaves, new leaves, new leaves, new leaves. Just leave them be, and they will all come back to life pretty quickly. And I planted these today. These are sweet potatoes, and my friend, I bought some sweet potatoes from him, yesterday? We were down south, and I stopped at his greenhouse and bought those so I can get those going. I have more sweet potatoes in here, right here, that my friend gave me to overwinter. So I don't know if they're mine or my friend's, but I guess it doesn't matter. We will use them up anyway. And the ginger is getting ready. I just pruned it today. It's getting ready to either be harvested or to pop out some more leaves. I've had these, I can't remember what these flowers are called. Are they calibra? Oh, there's a tag here. Cyclamen. I'm so bad. Cyclamen flowers. This one I've had for probably 7 years, and I forgot it in the back corner, so it just got watered today. And this one was at my friend's greenhouse, so I grabbed it while I was there. And I've been out here trying to clean up because I got to get ready to plant all this stuff. This greenhouse is going to be completely full of stuff. And I came out to open the door today because it was really warm out here today. So anyway, this is a hot Nebraska type greenhouse, and I'll get to planting. If you want information about how to have a greenhouse that is guaranteed to grow 365 days a year, then hit me up. I do property consultations. Look at the flowers. So let me just say again that my name is Caleb Warnock. I built my first greenhouse in 1998, and my first geothermal greenhouse 20 years ago. And I have now designed or built more than 100 geothermal greenhouses for people all over the western United States. I've been teaching geothermal greenhouse classes for many years, and people have come to my classes from as far away as Alaska, Colorado, Arizona, Idaho, Utah, New Mexico, Nevada. I have not had anyone from Canada yet, but they should come too. There are, um, I want to be sure to mention that there are some limitations on these greenhouses. The design has to be absolutely correct, or the greenhouse will not work the way that you want it to. There are three kinds of geothermal greenhouses. There are cold types, hot types, and dual purpose types. And in this video, you've been looking at my hot type greenhouse. And a hot type greenhouse is where you grow tomatoes and citrus and peppers, those things all year round. You cannot grow spinach and lettuce and peas at the same soil temperature that is required for citrus and peppers and tomatoes. And so in a hot type greenhouse, you grow the things that need hot soil year round. And in a cool type greenhouse, you grow the things that need colder soil year round. And I'll do another video I mean, I've got 9 of these in my backyard, so I'll do tours on all of them eventually when I have time. But it is important for you to know, if you're thinking of getting a geothermal greenhouse, that you need to have the right kind of design for what you are trying to build or what you're trying to grow. You need to build a greenhouse that's going to match what you want to grow out of it. There is also a dual purpose greenhouse, but a dual purpose greenhouse grows hot type vegetables on the south side and cold type vegetables on the north side, but it never has direct sunlight on the north side. And so you can grow some salad greens in there, but you cannot grow any root vegetables. Normally in the cold greenhouse, like right now, it's the 2nd of January, and I've got to go out and get my peppers. Or not my peppers, my carrots out of my cold greenhouse, and I've been harvesting my beets. But you cannot grow carrots and beets without direct sunlight. Carrots and turnips and just root vegetables, onions, all these things. You need direct sunlight to grow those. So if you have a dual purpose greenhouse, the only thing you can grow is salad greens. You cannot grow the root vegetables. You also cannot grow peas because peas have to have direct sunlight, and you also cannot grow brassicas like broccoli, kale, cauliflower, which are all starting now to produce because it is astronomical spring. So once the solstice passes at Christmas time, then the day length starts to get longer every day. And because there is no winter in the greenhouse and it never freezes in the greenhouse, now it is actual spring in the greenhouse. And so everything's going to start going to flower. So and I just want to make sure everyone's aware of those 3 different kinds of greenhouses, because the kinds you build matters a lot. On my property, you can tell the old greenhouses from the new greenhouses because all of my new greenhouses are on the ground. We don't dig into the ground anymore. We used to dig into the ground. That's a long story that I don't have time to tell in this video. But it is a lot cheaper to not dig into the ground. And you can save, I mean, it costs 4 times as much money to build the same size greenhouse digging into the ground. It costs way, way, way less, a quarter of the price to not dig into the ground. So I don't even design in-ground greenhouses for people anymore. There's no purpose for them. I created the above ground Wallapini out of necessity, just because it's so hard and so expensive and so prohibitive for people to be able to have a geothermal greenhouse. And they needed something cheaper, and I needed something cheaper because I wanted a bunch of greenhouses, which I have. And so that's why I created the above ground Wallapini, and they grow everything. that you would grow in a greenhouse that is below the ground. And I have greenhouses. The first greenhouse, geothermal greenhouse I ever built, was 8 feet below the ground, and I have them all the way to 18 inches below the ground, and a couple that are 4 feet below the ground. And so I've done them all. I've done everything, but it is absolutely not necessary anymore to go into the ground. Although the geothermal principles are the same, as long as the design is correct, then the above ground Walipini is still completely 100% heated by the heat of the earth. There's no electricity, there's no solar, there's no artificial heat, but what matters is the design in order to make that work. So that's why people come to me, to have me help them with their greenhouses, because I can guarantee you that your greenhouse will grow 365 days a year. It is really easy to make a geothermal oven or a geothermal freezer. It is really easy to make a geothermal greenhouse that is going to be too hot for things to live in there, too hot for the plants to thrive, or it's going to freeze, which is not going to do any good either. So you have to have a perfect design in order to make it be a year-round greenhouse. This greenhouse that we've been touring in this video is an 8-foot by 16-foot greenhouse, and the materials to build that greenhouse cost about $1,500. It is the first week of January 2025, so these are 2025 prices. To have me design it for you and provide you or your builder with step-by-step plans and a guarantee that it will go 365 days a year costs $400 if you are within an hour's drive of me, or if we do a video chat consultation, or it could be a little more than that if I have to drive farther. It is important that I help you site your greenhouse either on video chat or in person, because if the greenhouse is not in the exactly correct location, it will not work. So that's part of that's included in the fee to have me help you design your greenhouse so that it is guaranteed to work. So if you want to reach out to me, I am at seedrenaissance@gmail.com, which is SEEDRENAISSANCE, seedrenaissance.com. That's because I own Seed Renaissance. My website is seedrenaissance.com. I own a seed company, and I've been doing greenhouse design and consultations for many years now as well. So you can reach out to me and check out our seeds at seedrenaissance.com. And if you have questions or comments, then just go ahead and put those below. I really believe that if you are someone who is looking to be self-reliant, or who is looking to eat healthier, or someone who loves to grow, I am all of those things, then they used to say, if you have $1 to spend on your garden, spend 90 cents of it improving your soil. And there is no better way to improve your soil than to put it inside a geothermal greenhouse so that you can grow 365 days a year. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video tour of one of my greenhouses. Thanks everyone, bye.